Yo, YouTube, what is up? Welcome back to the Radar for Wrestling Studios.
What up, Marks?
Guys, AEW Dynamite just finished up. It was Beach Break, the big show for AEW Dynamite. We have a lot of things to get into. One hell of a surprise towards the end of this video that implications are endless as to where that's going to end up going, and the continuation of AEW partnering up with other companies and cross-promoting, cross-branding, bringing guys on different shows. There's a lot of this going on, and it just got even bigger tonight in the main event. Yeah, we have new contenders for the Revolution for the tag team titles. We have a lot of things to get into over the show. We only have one takeaway for you guys, and this is what happened at the end of the show because the biggest thing on the show. It was an okay show. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't all hits. So we'll get into it, but before we do, I want to remind you guys to drop a like and a comment on here. Let us, continue to conversate with us over the product itself. What you guys think of the channel, or what do you think of AEW Dynamite in general? With the status of AEW, we love hearing from you guys, growing the community, all that good stuff. Remember to subscribe if you're watching, not subscribe. Shout out to the new subscribers to the channel. Thank you again for getting us over that 1K sub mark. Appreciate that. Much love and respect to you guys for helping us achieve that. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you get alerted when these new videos drop. And social media, you know what the story is. Social media all pop on the screen right now. Follow me on all those platforms. Let's get right into it. One takeaway from AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite started off with that big ass tag team battle royal. It was like 50 people in the ring. And surprisingly, they got rid of FTR. They said they were barred from the match. Yes. And they put in every tag team in the inner circle, even though the inner circle was only supposed to be one tag team. Now they put all the other tag teams of the inner circle in there as well. So
weird. Don't understand why that happened. But
yeah, I don't really get it. I think it was like a last minute decision by them. But in the end, you had Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and one of the members from Top Flight in the end. And it seems as though Chris Jericho inadvertently screwed over Sammy Guevara and eliminated him by mistake. But then Jericho was still able to get the win. And Jericho and MJF are your number one contenders of winning the Battle Royal to face the Young Bucks on March 7th at AEW Revolution. We had the Good Brothers come out and kind of continue their issues with Private Party. Surprisingly, Private Party are number one contenders for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. That's kind of a big surprise there. And they caused Private Party to be eliminated, and then also inadvertently causing the Young Bucks to be eliminated as well. So we had a couple of threads coming off of that, but I was surprised they went with Jericho and MJF because I don't know. I figured they were going to go with the Good Brothers and Young Bucks at the end because it's the only match that really made any sense.
Yeah, it's the only match that made any sense. I mean, I think they're just trying to really, either break up some parts of the group. I don't know, of the inner circle. If they're trying to destroy it from the inside. Sammy got mad at him, and because he was the reason why he was knocked out of the match. Got mad at Jericho. So there's that interesting take in it. I don't really know. I mean, it was a weird match, to tell you the truth. Just all this hopping around. The fact that the Revival weren't in or FTR weren't in the match was just a little bit annoying to me because they should be in there. They're the best tag team on the planet. They should be in there. So yeah, it was more of just the inner circle beef than anything else, and that overshadowed the whole tag team belts for me. That's how I felt out of it. I think they're just playing a storyline of the inner circle. We're gonna see where that goes. Either Sammy's out. It looks like Sammy's gonna be out pretty soon. So that looks like that's what's coming up. Whether that leads to a match between him and MJF or him and Jericho, I don't know, but that's definitely what it's coming out to look like. Yeah,
in the end, Sammy Guevara was upset when Jericho came in to celebrate with them, the whole inner circle. He was upset and he left. So we'll see where that goes. I don't think that's the right pick, Jericho and MJF. They should have went with the Young Bucks versus the Good Brothers and just got that kind of over with and done with. But let's see where they go from here. Next thing on the show is Darby Allin, the Sting address Revolution Street Fight. This is the continuation of the same storyline that continues to keep going on. They keep doing the same thing pretty much over and over every week. Two of them show up. The other guys aren't in the ring with them. They're on the Titantron. They go back and forth, and that's it. There's not really much going on in this feud. We're finally going to get the match. It was what it was. They were just talking shit to each other as they have the past few weeks. The Team Taz not allowed in the arena because they attacked the merch guys last week. So
whatever.
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of any of this. I think it's just this is the issue you run in when you only have a certain amount of pay-per-views a year. I think they should bump it up to maybe 7 pay-per-views a year instead of the 4 or 5 that they have right now. Because you can run into stuff like this. If you don't do anything with these guys, it's kind of just the same thing. It's just Sting and Darby Allin come out. That's pretty much it. And Team Taz talk shit, and then that's pretty much it. So that's all we got here. We'll see what happens going forward.
Let's just get to the match. It's way too long. Let's just get to the match.
Yeah, next week it's going to be Darby Allin versus Joey Janela for the TNT Championship. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of interference there, so we'll see how that goes. Next in the show, Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. Match we've been waiting for a while. It happened tonight on Beach Break. In the end, Baker gets the win, defeating Thunder Rosa, by referee decision to stop the match. Reba got involved in here and took off the turnbuckle, and then she got hit, and then that was pretty much what caused the end of the match and Thunder Rosa to lose. But it was a good spot to basically, showcase the two stars of the women's division in Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. And Britt Baker gets a big win here, catapulting her probably to number one contendership. But in the end, it doesn't matter because she still has to go through this new tournament, this eliminator tournament for the women's championship that they just announced. And
it's coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's gonna be half like women from Japan and half women from the U.S. So they're gonna be in a big ass tournament like that to keep going forward. And Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa are both in that tournament to see who faces Hikaru Shida. So we'll see what happens with all that. But it was a good match and a good way to showcase the women. Next thing on the show, we had Hangman Adam Page and Matt Hardy in the backstage. This happened last week, and they're showing it this week. They're agreeing to team up and no strings attached. And the match is Hangman and Matt Hardy versus Chaos Project, Serpentico and Luther. Yeah, not much to talk about here. Hardy and Page get the win.
That was a match.
We'll see what goes. It's like, I don't know. Page has kind of fallen off ever since ever since the whole Kenny Omega stuff.
Omega breakup.
Yeah, he's fallen off.
It sucks because I thought he was gonna be like a building block that they were gonna build AEW around, kind of be like the main young guy that they push. But he's kind of fallen off to the side here. Doesn't mean it's over for him, but just they're gonna have to take a longer route to get making him a viable star, which kind of sucks.
It kind of sucks, yeah. But we'll see where they go with that with Matt Hardy and Adam Hangman Page. Next thing on the show, let's get to the wedding. This is AEW's first time doing a wrestling wedding. And it was about what you would expect from other wrestling weddings. It was pretty bad. I'm not going to give it a pass because it's their first time doing it. I think it was bad. I think all wrestling weddings are bad. Unless you can do something real crazy and out of the box with it, it's all pretty bad. So they came out. They had their wedding. Miro was there. Chuck Taylor was there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. They did the ceremony. They got married. They did the vows and everything like that. They tried to be funny, but it didn't really come out funny, at least to me. And then Miro had a toast. He cut his toast. I thought that was another bad spot too as well. Chuck Taylor says he has a big gift for somebody, and it's a big ass gift. And then it seems like you would think Orange Cassidy's in there, but they swerve it. There's nothing in there. It was just empty. So I don't really, I guess. I mean, I don't get the point. They should have had at least something in there, right? Why is there another empty box? Then, Chuck Taylor handcuffs the leg of Miro to the ring post, and then we have coming out of the cake Orange Cassidy, and they stand tall over Miro and Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford. I thought it was shit. I mean, honestly, I think it's bad. I don't think it's good. I'm not going to give him a pass. I think this is a waste of Miro. And
I think it's time for him to do something else.
Yeah, I think it's time for him to get over this feud, have him beat Orange Cassidy, and then get over it and leave Kip Sabian in the dust and kind of do his own thing. Yeah, I think this is bad. Sure. Weddings suck ass. They got to stop doing them. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think it's not good. So they did their first chance at it, and it wasn't good.
Chuck and Billy wedding was a good wedding. That's like the only good wedding in the history of wrestling because Eric Bischoff with that crazy makeup. But go back and search them because that was actually pretty good. But they got to do something else with Miro. This is like not working. Him and Kip Sabian being the best man crap. Just like it sucks. It's not working. They're wasting Miro.
I mean the Edge and Lita one where came out of the ring. That was all right. I mean that was all right too. Different. And you had the test Stephanie one where like that video of basically Triple H drugging her and getting married.
There's a couple good ones.
There's a couple things.
There's a few. But like definitely
gotta go really out of the box with it.
Yeah, Miro has to be in the TNT championship picture. That's where he needs to be. That's where he has to go to, and they got to put him there because this is a waste of time for him right now.
Yeah, big time.
It's been a bust since he's come up.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, it has some spots here and there, but for the most part, it hasn't been all that great.
I can't even remember anything decent.
Yeah, he has a couple matches where he dominated. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's.
Next thing on the show, lumberjack match. Another match that normally isn't good. So
a lot of lumberjack matches.
Yeah, so we got
AEW.
Lumberjack, Battle Royal, and Wedding. Those are three, kind of segments that usually kind of suck. And this one was no different. I mean, it wasn't really all that great. Archer gets the win here, but it was just I just can't stand the whole thing on the outside and all stuff like that. You had Blade and Butcher coming in and attacking. You had Bear Country, a smaller name tag team coming in, so maybe that starts a feud between Bear Country and the Butcher and the Blade. We can see that happening. But Archer gets the win here. Not too much to talk about. It's just all messy. This lumberjack, all these people, just messy. It's like what do you call it? A battle royal. It's just a lot of people gets clustery.
And they're just standing around outside. Just those matches never work. And this is like the third time they've had a match in like 2 years or a year and a half of AEW. Just stop it. No more lumberjack matches. They're just useless.
You don't really need to keep doing them. Next thing we had on the show was FTR on the backstage talking about how they got barred from the Battle Royal and how they deserve a championship match. And then they come to see that they have held hostage, Marco Stunt. I don't know where this is going.
Why not?
I don't know where this is going. We'll see what happens. I think they should have never lost titles to begin with. I think it was a bad idea to put them on the Bucks. The Bucks didn't need them. There was no point. You're not doing anything really with it now currently for it to be on the Bucks, so it should just stay on FTR. But whatever. Let's get to the main event. Jon Moxley, Rey Fenix, and Pac going against Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. Tremendous main event. This pretty much saved the show because the rest of the show, to me, I didn't think it was that great. So this really saved it. It was a decent show, and this put it into a good show for me. Omega and the Good Brothers defeat Phoenix, Pac, and Moxley in a tremendous matchup.
Yeah,
and then afterwards, we had here comes Lance Archer to attack the Good Brothers. He's fighting, beating the living hell at Doc Gallows on the outside, and then Moxley standing in the ring. He gets attacked by a masked man, and this is the one and only takeaway of the show. And it's the man behind us, Bullet Club member Kenta. Remember,
go to sleep.
Moxley attacked Kenta, I believe, over the weekend in New Japan Wrestling, Pro Wrestling. He has the IWGP United States Championship right now. Moxley does, and Kenta has the briefcase to cash, his shot at the IWGP US Championship.
Money in the Bank.
Yeah, pretty much the Money in the Bank. He has that, and he will face him eventually for that. And then he attacks Moxley, hits him with the go to sleep, and Kenny Omega stands tall over Moxley. Now, this is huge because they're already doing the Impact and AEW crossover, and guys have been back and forth on both shows. We had Moxley show up over there in New Japan. Remember, Callis has a relationship with obviously Impact and New Japan as well. So are they bringing a third brand in here, a third company in here to cross promote?
Looks like it.
Now remember when the Good Brothers showed up along with the the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega did the Too Sweet in the ring. Longtime Bullet Club member Tama Tonga was not too happy about it on Twitter. Yeah. He said some disparaging comments about it. So it seems like he was just all work. It was all work. Seems like, and
he's always very vocal anyway. He's always been like kind of like. He's the original club, and they always kind of talk shit about the like the newer guys over there, Cody and Kenny and all those guys.
Yeah, he tends to talk a lot of shit. So we'll see if this was legit him upset about it or if it's just a way to work an angle eventually. But you have an actual New Japan Pro Wrestling Bullet Club member in Kenta there on the show, so all signs point to eventually that the New Japan Bullet Club showing up on AEW. Maybe this means if Jay White is not under contract in New Japan Wrestling, he'll just join AEW. Makes sense, right? Makes a lot of sense. Or Impact, yeah, it makes a ton of sense. Unless he goes to NXT, it makes a ton of sense for him to go to AEW or Impact. But this is huge. This is massive. They could have another third partner coming in and cross promote like crazy. And this seems to be like the future of pro wrestling.
Well, I said this last week. I said you're going to see this. This is wrestling now. We're going to see companies going back and forth and switching guys. New Japan's in there. Don't be surprised if ROH comes in there. This is the way they're going to fight the smaller companies. They're going to band together to fight against the Jolly Green Giant. That is WWE. And that's how they're going to do it. I think this is a good idea. Yep. I think it keeps the rosters fresh. I think you can create storylines within shows, and it puts more eyeballs on everybody's product. And it helps wrestling. It creates its own little ecosystem of just, instead of like the old school, it's more like NWA was back in the day, the territory days where champion would go from place to place and guys would go place to place.
Yep.
I think we're going back to that in a certain way with different companies, and that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I think
not so many, but yeah, in a certain
definitely not so many, but definitely like and you could just have these rivalries that you always wanted to see, and these like fantasy booking stuff, and you can create them now. Will WWE ever get into it? No, I don't think so, because they're so huge and they have their own brands and their own stuff and their own thing. But for the smaller companies, it makes a lot of sense. You keep everything fresh. And these are new things that we haven't seen. A lot of us, I mean, the territory days were back in the 80s. That was 30, 40 years ago at this point. So a lot of us had never seen this stuff, and it's definitely interesting. And look at the craziness. We're seeing Bullet Club in AEW going into TNA. Impact, the whole New Japan stuff. It's a lot of interesting different variables being thrown around, and I'm excited. And it just, every week you could be a surprise entrant or a surprise attack from someone. It definitely keeps you on your toes, and it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It definitely works out well, and it comes off good over on TV, and it comes out good for everybody else going against the big dog in WWE. They all got to kind of band together to try to shake up as much as they can. But yeah, you're right. It's similar to the territories, the NWA. Not like they started with them working with NWA by having the NWA Women's Champion on the show in AEW, and now they're going full-fledged with Impact, and it seems to be going the same thing with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we'll see where it ends up and how it goes. But Kenta shows up on Dynamite, attacks Jon Moxley, Bullet Club member on there. We'll see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things going on. I don't think we're going to see much next week. I think they'll save it a little bit. Now, they did announce a collective groan from everybody. March 3rd is going to be Shaq and Jade Cargill versus Red Velvet and Kenny Omega. Cody Rhodes on AEW Dynamite. Yeah, Red Velvet.
And
so
Red Velvet.
they're going to do the mixed tag.
Whatever Shaq called her.
Yeah, it's gonna be the mixed tag on March 3rd. So stay tuned for that. Not that much anybody cares about that, but it is what it is. But that's the review we have for you guys today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. That's our one takeaway. Kenta showing up on AEW Dynamite. Appreciate you guys for tuning into the episode. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know what you think of Kenta showing up. What do you think of New Japan Pro Wrestling possibly, coming over and working with AEW and along with Impact and all that stuff like that? Who else might jump into the fray? Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Remember, for this work, but not to the job.
Later, my rocks.